Hi guys, welcome here to the graph section for the IVP IQ-14 alongside the TRN White Tiger, the CCA Trio, and the ARTTI R1. Anyway, let me just take away first some of these graphs, and also let me add here one graph that I forgot, which I mentioned the IM, and it's actually part of the title, so it makes sense that it's here. So if it wasn't here, it wouldn't make any sense for me not to talk about it. All right, there we go. Okay, so all right, there we go. Okay, so this is the graph of the IVP IQ. I really think it's very much self-explanatory. There's really not much that I can say here. It's got basically a peanut gain which peaks at around 3Ks of about 10 dBs. There's also a nice ample bass. It's very much flat. Over 350 hertz. It's about 350 hertz, but low mids, it's almost flat. But the interesting thing is you don't feel that there's any sort of negative bleed or anything of the sort. It's got a very nice full bass that it's very melodic. It's very pleasant. It's very organic, very old school. Then a nice way that the mids and upper mids are executed with a slight roll off then in the treble, which continues, and it just comes out as a very agreeable sound. And when I mentioned that it sounds like the serial, voila, there's the serial. It sounds very much like the serial, and at times, like I also mentioned, I actually thought I was listening to the serial when I was listening to the IVP IQ. So I think that's already straight away a testament. Yes, the serial does have a little bit more of extension up top, and a little bit more of a sensation of soundstage. Again, to be expected. It's a more expensive IM, more well executed, at least that's what you were paying for. But the overall similarity of sound is, it's there, it's evidence. I can't put it in any other manner. As compared to the other IMs which I selected, the first one that I'm going to show you here is the ARTTI R1. ARTTI R1 8mm bass driver. Effectively, when you then listen to it, they sound like they've got basically the same bass, a little bit more cleanliness in the bass, like I mentioned. But let me actually, let me just put this in blue so it kind of stands out a little bit more and you guys can see the difference. But then the overall, everything is very similar, maybe a little bit extra extension up top because of the way that this balance here between the mids and upper mids is struck. But very similar sounding, very similar sounding, and a phenomenal IM. And again, another IM which I very much said sounded like the serial, because again, I've just placed the graph of the serial and you compare the one and the other, and they are very similar once more. Okay, the next one that I also used in my comparison, or my review, yesterday, was the CCA Trio. The CCA Trio has got more, instead of that gliding bass, it's got more that tuck bass. It's an 8mm driver once again, but the bass is more than enough. The Trio is being, like I said, I can't fault it. Bass, mids, peanut gain, the way that it's executed. It's just maybe in the upper mids and treble that things can become a little bit less polished when really pushed slightly, or you don't choose your source carefully. Otherwise, guys, the Trio is a phenomenal IM. You cannot go wrong for $20. And then finally, the White Tiger. It's the one that sounds the most V-shaped. Let me just put this in red. Although graphically, you wouldn't think the bass is somewhat similar. And I think it's because of that extra energy that we have up top here. That's it. What maybe conveys that sensation of more V-shaped, of more how can I say, more colored sound. But it's well done, it's well executed. So once again, I can't fault it. Okay, it's technically, yes, the better IEM, the one that's more capable, but it's not by much. It's not a huge difference. And the truth is, the similarities are more than the differences. Okay. So that's it, guys. I mean, IVP IQ, with this new this new wave of IMs that they've launched, they hit the nail on the head full on with the IVP IQ-14, the Shanghai, I believe it's what it's called. And the other options that I chose here, be it the ARTTI R1, be it the CCA Trio, be it the White Tiger, they are all very capable IMs, and you just have to look at the graphs to see how similar they are. The differences that exist are then differences which come down to the driver selection that was done, driver material, how the driver size, the timbre and tonality that's associated with all those drivers, the shells, is it metal, is it resin, whatever. But all of these IMs are really good. That's the truth, that they all are very capable. Anyway, guys, I hope, like I said, I was able to shed some light on this IVP IQ and also on the other IMs that I used to compare. And that's it. Like and subscribe, and any questions, please feel free to ask me. All right, you take care now. Bye bye.